Hello Vols, welcome back to yet another week of our bathtub swim lesson and water safety series. In this week's water safety topic, we will once again be going over the reasons behind the rules and pool safety. And in this week's bathtub swim lesson, we will be going over how to kick our feet properly for propulsion. Let's get to kicking. This week's bathtub swim lesson is the next step in learning how to swim and actually get somewhere through a propulsive kick. When it comes to learning how to kick properly, there are a few things to look out for. The foot and toes need to be pointed, not flexed. You should work for more of a straight leg kick that is generated from the hip. For today's purposes though, just encourage straight legs. If you see bent legs or bicycling, you will also see the feet drop. And if this is coupled with flexed feet, you will actually see backwards motion. So for today, encourage pointed toes, straight legs, and fast little kicks that make it feel like your feet are stuck in jello, as opposed to thin water. Remember that when it comes time for unsupported kicking, our lessons about facial submersion, breath control, eye clearing, and floating all play a major first step. You have to be able to float first before adding in the kick. If you're able to do this, the swimming will just happen. Like always, let's start with Polly, our 20-month-old parent-child age swimmer. For your parent-child age swimmers, it is important to know that just getting them to move their legs is a major success. Don't worry so much about the other stuff. If they can move their feet and splash you, then they are doing great. For Polly, we had her do red light, stop, green light, go, kicking. Then any kicking supported by you, a life jacket, a raft, or even a wall will help your swimmer learn the basics of what it means to kick, so that when they are ready and when they are unsupported, they will just start kicking. It is really quite amazing to watch youngins go eyes in, arms down, and kick to the wall all on their own. When they are ready, of course. Next we have Henley, our slightly older 2-year-old parent-child age swimmer. I wanted to show Henley to show you that kids can do seated red light, green light kicking just about anywhere. The side of the pool, the steps, a raft, the beach like Henley is doing here. Henley is also showing that your preschool age swimmer can progress their kicking practice to include facial submersion with the kick as well. Henley, as you can see, still has some bend in her knees and had to be reminded to keep her toes pointed, and that is perfectly normal. Just keep reminding them, they will get it. Now we have Miles, our 3-year-old preschool age swimmer. With Miles, you will see a full kicking progression. From seated red light, green light kicking to front supported and then front supported with eyes in red light, green light kicking. Then he does a noodle supported front kick, which could also be done with a kickboard. Then a completely unsupported eyes in forward progress kick. I always have him practice his kicking, then his front float, then his front glide, and finally, we put it all together by adding in the kick while he floats. I have him pretend to be Superman and kick his feet to help him float first and then swim. This is a slow process that you have to master each step along the way before you get to this point. But once you get to this point, moving forward with a fully supported kick will happen pretty naturally. Their confidence will be sky high as well. They are actually swimming. Finally, we have Jane, our 6-year-old school-age swimmer. Like with Miles, Jane will show a full progression, not just culminating in a front kick with forward progress, but also with a back kick with forward progress. For Jane, as she has already mastered the basics, again, our goal is to increase her endurance so that she can support herself with just her kick for longer and longer distances. And we want her to be able to do this on her front and on her back. Thank you guys so much for being here with us this week. Tune in again next week, where we will learn how to paddle our arms.